What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. What the hell's up with my hair? Seriously, guys, my hair is weird. There we go. There we go. Sorry, guys. Wait. What the hell's up with my hair? What is up with my hair? There, finally. Anyway, guys, sorry. I don't know what the hell is up with my hair today. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. So, over the last few weeks, I have talked about the history of the Ice Barrier archetype, Mist Valley archetype, Worms, and even last week where I talked about the Naturia archetype. This week's episode is on Jurracs. Now, Jurracs is kind of an interesting one because Jurracs, they actually did get some play in the competitive format. I know that they topped quite a few YCSs back in the day. And what's cool about this archetype is that it's an archetype based off fire attribute dinosaur monsters that were released not just in Hidden Arsenal 2, but also as dual terminal promos in Dual Terminal Demon Roar God Revival was the name. Now, what's interesting about this is that the story behind this actually goes perfect. It actually mixes in with the Worm archetype and the Fabled archetype. Now, the invasion of the Worms in the Dual Terminal story, the invasion of the Worms hardly had any effect on the Jurracs. However, after having some watched battles desolate the ground, the ground below, the monster known as Fabled Valkyries, I believe, yeah, I think I got that one right, I actually descended to the nearby realm of the Jurracs. And then when the wicked gods suddenly struck, the Jurracs had fought back with the flames that covered up their bodies. The Jurracs were victims of the most intense attacks of the Fable's conquest scheme. They transformed their bodies into meteors and completely razed the land where the fabled monsters had dwelt, basically. And then from the ashes of the Jurracs came a new type of person, I'll say, called Neo Flamvel. I believe Neo Flamvels did get some. I believe Neo Flamvels were a part of the Hidden Arsenal archetype series. I could be wrong. Okay. Yeah. So it was part of Hidden Arsenal 4, but it really did nothing. Neo Flamvel was just it's something else on its own. It was a small archetype that didn't even get anything. Did not go very far. However, the wishes of those who had lost their bodies by dropping the meteor had awoke the what was known as the god of the ancient flames. The tribe of fire had become one with the ancient deity, and they swept away the remaining fabled armies that were in their realm. So what's cool about this story is that, again, as the story suggested, the Jurracs were barely affected by the Worms, which again the Worms had invaded the Ice Barrier realm, and also the if I remember correctly, also the Mist Valley realm as well, and two others. I think X-Saber was the other one. But it's a pretty cool story given the fact that Jurracs actually did pretty well in the competitive format, and as far as like the design of of the archetype as far as their appearance goes. Visually, most of the monsters are obviously brightly colored, usually with a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and some blue, resembling the various colors of the flame. To give you guys an idea, I actually have a lighter with me, but whoa, hello. It's actually because of my it's because of my ceiling fan. Basically, basically a flame from a lighter or something like that. I'll probably get copyrighted for that, but I apologize for showing that off. I just want to show you guys, for those who knew nothing of the Jurrac archetype. But as far as the etymology, the name Jurrac is derived from the term Jurassic, which obviously, you know, Jurassic Park. We've all seen the movies. We've been on the ride. We've seen them. We know. Each monster is based on and named after a different dino, after a different dinosaur, which with the exceptions of Jurrac Dino, which resembles a Ceratosaurus, but is named after something. How's that pronounced? I actually did a bit of a note. I actually wrote it, typed it in my notes. So I'm trying to figure this out. Deinonychus? I probably just butchered that. And then of course Jurrac Meteor is named after the meteor that caused the extinction of the dinos, and of course Jurrac Petra, which is named after Pteranodon, a flying reptile that isn't actually a monster. Now for the Jurrac monsters, again, they each have their own name. So we have Aeolo, which the origin is the Allosaurus. Brachius, which is the Brachiosaurus. Dino, again, I just talked about that. Gallimimus, Giganotosaurus, Guabasaurus, Herrerasaurus, Iguanon, which is obviously the Iguanodon, Meteor, again, the extinction of the dinos, Monolophosaurus, Protoceratops, Pteranodon, what is my... Thank you. Spinos, which is the Spinosaurus, Styracosaurus, Tyrannotitan, Tyrannus, obviously the T-Rex, Velociraptor, and of course the last one, Velfito, which the origin is Dromeo Sauridae. I probably just butchered that. I apologize for it. Now I completely butchered it. I apologize. But the playing style of the archetype. The hell's on my lip? I think my lips are dry. Anyway, sorry guys. I'm going way off topic. So the playing style of this archetype mainly focused on destroying monsters was mainly focusing on destroying monsters by battle in order to trigger their effects, which will give you an advantage. Cards such as with the combination of Jurrac Velo, Guaba, and Fossil Dig, all three cards in particular have a lot of search power. Now, of course, they do intend to deal with, again, as it suggests, deal with destroying monsters by battle and gaining attack points by attributing other dinosaurs, and one of the and Jurrac Giganoto, one of the three Jurrac synchros, has an ability where you can where it gains additional where you can give additional attack points to Jurrac monsters on the field for each Jurrac in both players' graveyard. So for each one, Giganto gains a certain amount of attack, which it could go up to 4,000, 5,000 attack. There's no telling how many points it could go after. Many of the drag monsters can actually search out for other Jurracs that have 1,700 attack or less, as opposed to the customary 1,500 or less, which is obviously the more often the search limit. Basically, like with Sangan, we all know Sangan searches monsters with 1,500 attack or less. I think Witch of the Black Forest focuses on 1,500 defense or less. As such, obviously with Giant Rag, UFO Turtle, and Mass Dragon. Some of the key monsters that you can use in a Jurrac deck, obviously Guaba, which is a 4-star 1,700 attack beat stick, and it has an effect where if it destroys a monster by battle, you can special summon another Jurrac from your deck with 1,700 or less. But the only downside is that monster cannot attack, which is perfect for generating a card advantage to go into your synchros, your Xyz, or even your links as well, if possible. Jurrac Velo is another 4-star 1,700 attacker, where it has an effect where if it's an attack position and it's destroyed by battle, you're allowed to special summon again, being able to summon another Jurrac with 1,700 or less attack from your deck, which is good for toolboxing Jurrac Alio, or even also Guaba as well. Jurrac Dino, on the other hand, is a 3-star 1,700 tuner, and its effect and it has a unique effect where if it destroys a monster by battle, you can tribute a Jurrac, and during the end phase you're able to draw 2 cards, which is perfect for gaining card advantage for you to go into your synchro play. So basically, with this effect, it's basically a pot of greed. It's just that good. Now, Jurrac Alio is a 1-star tuner, and it has an effect where you can tribute this card to summon a level 4 or lower Jurrac from your grave, which is excellent with a card like with a card like Rekindling, if you will. So it's its own like monster. So it has a Monster Reborn effect basically. Now, as far as like the finishers, like how to win with Jurracs, starting with Jurrac Giganoto. It's a level 7 synchro, and it has an effect where he can easily be summoned by using Jurrac Guaba to special summon Jurrac Monoloph or Dino, whichever one you want. And he gains attack points for each Jurrac in your graveyard times 200. So it can go up to, well, I say 3K, maybe 4K at best. And also by summoning the synchro usually means that your monsters are going to have a minimum boost of 400 attack. But by using Guaba, you can easily get 2 of them out, and giving a combined 1,600 attack boost It is great. It's perfect for ending games like that. Going like literally OTKing your opponent for game. Jurrac Meteor is actually the level 10 synchro, which requires a Jurrac tuner as well as 2 other Dino non-tuners. And it may seem difficult, but it's easy. But it's so easy by using Guava, by using Guava, it makes things easier for you to summon Jurrac Meteor. But what's cool about this is that he has an effect where he can destroy a monster and be able to get Jurrac Gallum, which is the 2-star tuner, and normal summon a level a level 4 monster. And when you summon Meteor, his effect is kind of similar to Black Rose Dragon, where you could just nuke both your board and your opponent's. However, unlike Black Rose Dragon, this effect is mandatory. It is a mandatory effect. However, though, he is also allowed to summon tuners from your graveyard. He's also allowed to summon tuners from your graveyard as well. The best choice the best choice for summoning monsters from your grave would be Dino, Jurrac Dino with 1700 attack, or Jurrac Alio, which contributes itself to revive another, to basically reborn another Jurrac monster. So basically, being able to use Meteor, you're able gives you even more card advantage to go for game. Now Titano, on the other hand, it's actually one of the boss monsters for the main deck, not the extra deck, for the main deck. It's a 2 tribute monster with 3000 attack, and its effect can easily give itself an additional 1000, and it basically avoids being targeted by traps and monster effects. So it's basically like a Jinzo. It's basically like its own Jinzo, so to speak, blocking things like Magic Cylinder, Bryonic, and it's just there's nothing much to say about that. But it's not. But summoning Titano is not that easy to summon, because even though it can't be special summon, he can easily be tribute summoned by using Big Evolution Pill or using the tokens that were generated by Jurrac Storico. Now, Spinos, on the other hand, is interesting because it's a 2 tribute Jurrac, just like Titano, but with a different effect. The effect is that when Spinos is destroyed by your opponent's monster by battle, it can special summon a small attack position token to your opponent's field, but this actually allows an easy kill for your weaker Jurrac monsters. Being able to activate their effects by chipping away at your opponent's life points, it works. With something like this, it stops Gores, the Emissary of Darkness, and Battle Fan from being used. So if your opponent was running any of those 2 cards, locked out easily. Now the strengths of this archetype are kind of interesting because there are so many different cards that you can use to build a Jurrac deck. One of them is obviously Fossil Dig. Is obviously Fossil Dig. You can also use Miracle Jurassic Egg. Baby Stegosaurus is another one. Limit Reverse is another pretty cool one. Super Ancient Dino Beast would be another good one. And it's interesting because with Fossil Dig, you basically just search out for any dino that you want. Jurassic Egg could be another pretty good one. I believe that's the one where you get the search. I'm actually gonna. Is this the search? Oh, it's the monster. Oh yeah. Wild face up on the field. This card cannot be banished. Each time a dinosaur type monster is sent to your grave, place 2 counters on this card. You contribute this card. Supposed to summon a dino from your deck. Who's level? Okay, yeah. So basically, this gives you a good like field advantage, basically. Um, what is up with my laptop? Being stupid. There we go. And then of course too, and then of course too, by using the effect of Jurrac Dino, it's basically a +1, and the effect can easily be triggered. Other cards that you can use Forbidden Lance would be another good one. Solidarity, Burden of the Mighty would be another good one. There are just so many different cards that they can use. Flamvell Fire Dog, and Flamvell Magician would be two pretty good ones. Rekindling will probably be the more obvious choice to use in the deck. But as far as their weakness go, they've got so many different weaknesses. They have, it can be stopped. They can be stopped by cards like Dimensional Prison, Mystical Space Typhoon, Effect Veiler, Starlight Road, Water Dragon, obviously. It's just crazy. And even also Plans and Light Sworns, if you were running those against this type of deck, it's just that broken. It's just that crazy. To give you guys some of the different ideas for support cards that are pretty common to run in this deck, to run in this archetype. Fossil Dig, I mentioned pretty much being able to search out pretty much any Jurrac monster except for Spinos, Tyrannus, and Titano, because obviously those are the higher up monsters. With Fossil Dig, you're summoning the lowers. You're not summoning the highers. Logia and Dolka are probably two of the more obvious ones, because with Logia, you can basically you can exceed summon this card just by destroying a monster with Guaba and being able to summon a level 4 Jurrac like Velo, which obviously this card gives Jurracs even more control options, making them more of an aggro control. And with Dolka, it's more of a control, which obviously Dolka has the same materials as Logia, but the difference is that it negates monster effect. Dolka negates monster effects, and this card rounds out the protection provided by Logia, which is an easy answer for Ally of Justice Catastor, because Catastor is a pretty crazy one. Hydrogeddon would be another pretty good one. Being able to just swarm the field with cards like with a card like Hydro, absolutely crazy. Super Ancient Dino Beast, I mentioned him earlier. Flamvell Dog, I mentioned. Miracle Jurassic Egg. Hyper Hammerhead is another pretty good one, because it can easily be searched out using Fossil Dig. Kinkaboo, which would be another pretty good one. Creature Swap, you can't go wrong with Creature Swap. Effect Veiler would be another pretty good one. Big Evolution Pill, Instant Fusion, being able to go into being able to synchro a 6, 7, or an 8 star, potentially maybe a 10 star if you were lucky. It's just that good. 1 for 1, Royal Decree, Circle of the Fire Kings would be another good one. Now as far as like the battle style of the deck, as far as like cards that you're more so able to use in battle, you can use cards like Jurassic World, Molten Destruction, Solidarity, Burden of the Mighty, or even Lost World as well. Each of those cards are really good, because with Lost World, it just protects it not only does it decrease the attack and defense of all non-dino monsters, it also allows tokens to be summoned to your opponent's field when you normal summon a dino, which can actually be perfect for for not only destroying them but being able to deal your opponent damage. Forbidden Lance would be another good one. Is another good one. It's basically a multi-purpose card where it not only does it reduce a monster's attack by 800, it also protects it from spells and traps, and using it on your monsters, it deflects removal cards, cards like Darkhold and Dimensional Prison, and it also it can't and also your opponent can't respond with cards like Compulse and even Enemy Controller as well. Forbidden Chalice would be another good one. United We Stand or even Mage Power would be another good one. Shrink is another good one. Big Bang Shot, Tail Swipe, Goes in Match is a pretty broken one as well. Rivalry of Warlords is another one. There's just so many different cards that they can use for the battle style of the deck. But the only thing is that the only thing that I had a problem that was the big problem with this archetype is the fact that while it is true that it did top several YCS tournaments back in the day, it barely survived regionals, did not make it past Worlds. I'm just being real, it did not make it past Worlds. So could we see new support for Jurrac in the future? Absolutely. We could definitely see some new support for them in the future. As far as what though, I don't know. That's kind of a hard one, but I don't know if they would if the deck would be viable in today's meta. I mean I know that we did get some new. I know that we got what was it, Infernoble Knights, but I'm just trying to think of like what other cards we could use for Jurrac. Maybe cards from the current Dino deck. Maybe Miscellaneous Saurus. Ultimate Conductor. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of an interesting one. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this archetype. And that is going to do it for this video. Again, question of the day: what are your guys' thoughts on this archetype? And could we see this deck come back in the future? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which gets posted every Friday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.